But you know, I had to honor my. I always like to. I like to be a person of my word, and that's most important to me. You know, I put my family first before my career decisions also, and we discussed it as a family. And
well, you didn't want to meet Jimmy Hoffa either.
No, well, you know, it's career suicide. You know, to turn your back on Les Moonves. You know, so
I understand.
that was you know, that's the truth of the matter. And you know, it was kind of between a rock and a hard place about it, and I was kind of sad about it on one hand, and just had to accept the fact. And, you know, I've always been true to my heart and been a person of my word. And you know, then you know, wherever the chips fall, they fall, and you have no regrets, and you move on. So thank you for the question. Do you know I've never seen it? When I played, what was my Leo? Yeah, I remember the scene. We never really went to Florida. My wife would have nothing of it. She said, "You're not going to Florida at that winter." I said, "It's just TV." No, you're still not going. I said, "All right, that's okay." No, it was a two-parter, right? And what was the character? What did I? Leo somebody?
Armando Agostini.
Yeah. Had a mustache too, didn't I? Yeah. Cheesy goes synonymous with Dave Marciano. Yeah, no, there he is. There's Armando. Yeah, no, I never saw that. And I have the DVD at home. You know, with my kids. I know I do. When my kids, one Christmas, my kids bought me all of the Due South DVDs. Which I thought was really cool, because you know, I had them all on videotape, because in the 90s it was all videotape. You know, we always got videotapes of the show, you know, the company gave us the videotapes of the show. You know, just on a black VCR, there's no fancy, you know, cover or anything like that. And so when the DVDs came out, you know, I think it was for, not like right away, I think it was like 2004, Christmas of 2004, I got all the 68 episodes. And I still have to watch that season finale. Was I any good? Any other questions?
Nice to see you. I have two questions because I sit over there and I don't want to come around again. So the first question is, you probably already told us, but how did you get involved with Do So? And also, if you could tell us a memorable scene or memorable moment filming Do So.
Okay. How I got involved in Due South is very interesting. I had just finished about a year before that, I had just finished a TV show called Civil Wars, which was a Stephen Bochco show. And Paul Haggis was a big fan of Stephen Bochco, and he had seen my work on that show. And I remember getting an audition for this 2-hour backdoor pilot called Due South, and he said it's about a Canadian mounting Chicago cop, and they want to see you for the Chicago cop. I said, okay, great. I said, let me see a script. So I read the script, and I thought it was very smart, very clever, sort of funny, but I didn't understand a lot of these Canadian references. So I said to my agent, I said, I don't know if this is going to, I don't know how this is going to fare on American television. I said, there's way too many Canadian references, and I don't think they're going to get it. I don't get it. And, he said, no, this is Paul Haggis. And I said, well, who's Paul Haggis? He said, no, he won an Emmy for 30-something. You got to go in. This is the second lead in a series. If this goes to series, you'll be a millionaire. Okay, I'll go. I don't care if I don't get the jokes. As long as you guys get the jokes. And so when you go to audition, they usually give you 2 to 4 scenes to work on. And they send you the material at home. Used to be by fax machine. Now it's, through the email. And you get your material. and you work on it at home. And I worked on it with my wife. And we're working on the material, and I think it was just 2 scenes. It was just 2 scenes. The 2 scenes we auditioned for, one of them was the one in front of the consulate, where he's just standing stoic, and I'm trying to get him to laugh or smile. That was one of the scenes for the audition. And there was a couple other small scenes. I think there were 2 little small scenes, and I can't remember which ones those were, but they were fairly simple scenes, and I banged those scenes out in like, you know, half hour each. Those were ready to go. But we kept working on this consulate scene, you know, and I couldn't, because, you know, acting is reacting. Acting is listening to somebody and reacting off of that, you know, just being present, looking the person in the eye, listening and responding. And here, this is your talking, and the response is 0, 0, 0. So it's very difficult. So I was having a hard time with it, and I called my agent. I said, nah, I pass. He goes, what do you mean you pass? You can't pass. I said, no, I'm passing. I don't want, you know, I can't work on this one scene. I can't get it. I don't want to go in there and embarrass myself. He says, look, just go in. Just go in. He wants, Paul Haggis loves you. He just wants to meet you. Just go in and do it. I said, all right. So I knew I wasn't going to stay long. Because, you know, my heart wasn't really in it at the time. And so I go in, and it's a long wait. There's a lot of people in the waiting room, and I started asking, hey, how long you guys have been waiting? We're waiting an hour and a half. I'm like, I really don't want to wait around an hour and a half. But I waited, and it was my turn to go in. It's just Paul Haggis and the casting director, and the casting director was Nan Dutton, and a camera. So there's, you know, there's a little video camera on a tripod. Haggis was working the camera, and Nan Dutton, the casting director, is going to read with you. So he wants to do the consulate scene first. Okay. So literally, the first 3 lines come out like blah, 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 blah. Just like rubber and, you know, just like, and I said, you know, I'm sorry, it's not working. I'll see you later. He's like, where are you going? I said, I'm going to go get my car. I left it at the car wash. And I did. I didn't think I was going to be that long. I literally, there was a car wash right next to the, you know, audition place, and I put my car, I said, look, I'm going to wash my car. I'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes. I come back like 3 hours later. Thank God they were still open. Oh yeah, it looked nice. So I just kind of fumbled through the scene, and I said, no, you know, and he said, I said, I'm really sorry. I said, thank you for the opportunity, and I left. And my agent calls me. I get a call at like 6:30. He goes, what did you do? I said, I laughed. I said, I was very nice and very polite. I said, I didn't say anything, you know. I complimented the material, how funny it was, and, you know, I did all, you know, I did the right things, you know. He says, well, he wants you to come back tomorrow. I said, I told him I'm not interested. He said, no, but he wants you to come back tomorrow. He'll do whatever you know, just he wants you to, okay, all right. So I went back and I did the scenes.
Hair washed again?
No, it's clean, and it usually doesn't. It usually gets, and I went back and I did the scenes, and he was like, great, that's perfect. I said, yeah, all right, yeah, whatever, you know, it didn't feel perfect, you know. And he goes, okay, I want you to meet the director. And I'm like, I can't believe this guy, meet the director. I really don't want to do this show, you know. To myself, And I said, okay. So I went to meet the director and Paul Gross, because Paul had already had the job. They had arranged all of that. And so before my audition, this is like a couple of days later, and Fred Gerber was the director, and I was going to meet both Paul and Fred. And just about a half hour before I'm leaving for the audition, my agent calls. He goes, how tall are you? I said, I'm like 6 foot. He goes, so what's the matter? He goes, well, you can't be taller than a Mountie. I said, oh, come on. He goes, no, you can't be taller than a Mountie. You gotta slouch. You gotta bend your knees. You can't be taller than a Mountie.